Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's what they said on the ship every morning, man. Don't go cruising. What a load of shit. Anyway, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you may be. We are here to have a good go at that flipping referee from yesterday, without a doubt. Of course, we've got a 1-1 draw, which I think we would have probably all taken at the start anyway before that. But before we start, I do want to say a massive thank you to Wolf Competitions, our channel sponsor for this season. So thanks for them. And don't forget, there is a link in the description if you want to check them out. We are live, which means you can join us via the live chat if you want to have your say. And joining us on the channel tonight, we got Terry and Jacob, or Terry Jacobs. Oh, no, Terry. Terry, how's your day been?
Just the usual Sunday. Yeah, chilled out, travelling around, going for a bit of a walk, a bit of a run.
Have you been to church?
No, don't do church anymore, mate.
Anymore? Good man, all right. And Jacob is down south. Got a bit of a tan because he was down in Bournemouth yesterday. How's your day been, Jacob?
Yeah, like Terry, watching football, been for a nice walk, had a lovely dinner. Yeah, just a nice, relaxing, peaceful Sunday, to be fair.
Fantastic. All right, let's have a quick look on the chat then. We've got SJS first up there. Will the worst ref a fan can be allowed just to crack on with more games? Bit of a disgrace, blah, blah, blah. McGriff this evening. All Ian is on there as well. Hope everyone's okay. Let's get stuck in the officials. We'll be straight into them pretty soon. Our very own Emma, who wouldn't come on the channel because she was in Amsterdam yesterday working. She was in one of those windows, apparently. So good evening. Everybody. Yeah, did you not know that was that's Emma? That's why she's got no money. Anyway, moving on, of course. Yesterday, Black Cats Chat, which is Lee down there. Hello to you as well. Bournemouth won, Sunderland won. Before we get stuck into these this referee and what have you, quite a few injuries as we've seen to the squad now. So the bench looked a little bit depleted. Team lineup, Terry, was it as you expected?
Yeah, actually, I was surprised to have me end up playing because I was thinking he'd probably go with Isidore, but I thought that was the best possible team we could start. It's exactly how I thought it would start, exactly the team I picked. So I was over the moon with that one. Fantastic.
Right, okay, fair enough. That was short and sweet, but that's how we like it when we've only got 3 on. Sorry.
Plenty of time. Plenty to talk about. All
right. Jacob, team lineup, was you happy with it? Was it what you expected or what?
I think it was probably the best what we could have put out with the injury list we had. I was sort of happy in a way. My ender was starting the game. I think he offers just a tad more to his game compared to Isidore. I think I've said countless times on this channel, Isidore's better when we're trying to open up the pitch more and run at tired legs. The likes of Lafitte go into the left-hand side, I think, and Talby going to the right. I think it was the right switch in terms of where we could really hurt Bournemouth. I think we needed to get Lafitte in those areas in the final third where his individual skill could unlock their defence, and it almost did in a period. Second half, we'll come on to that in a bit. Lafitte on that side was terrific, but in terms of that midfield three, probably the strongest midfield three, Siddiqui, Xhaka and Diarra we have available to us at the minute, and probably same with the back four, Catrauda going to right back, obviously with Nordi being ruled out for a month, and the same with Ronaldo as well. I think Sirkin is not back for I think it's another week. So yeah, overall, the team I expected. Shame it was just a point we had to settle for rather than all three, but the effort and the performance was there.
Right, okay, fantastic. On the chat, hello to Johnny Cools on there. Dan Wilkes says, evening lads, good point on the road, which I think we all agree with. Tam says, evening lads, ref was a donkey. Like I said, we'll get onto that. Emma did a mini cruise, Jacob, apparently spent up on the Lego. Just ignore him. Spent up on Lego. What's that? This is something I don't know. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Peter calls on there. Ian, would be better if you swapped the fullbacks over. Peter Cole's saying, stop playing Isidore. The guy's checked out, waste of a shirt. See, I still like him. Matt and Cabby's on there because he's our friend again after not being my friend for quite a while, apparently. Yes.
Why don't you invite Matt and Cabby on the show?
Yes, why don't we? Why don't we?
Invite them on right now. Get them on right now.
Cabby, if I send you a link, just go in the I'll send you a link. Will you come on the show? Just stick it in the comments.
On to me, sir.
And I'll you're gonna have to send us your email address, like, or just stick it in there, and I'll email you the link. Right. Where was we at? Oh, right then. 100 people on the stream at the moment. 27 likes. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to do that. That's important. 5 minutes in, then. Here we go. All right. 5 minutes in. Enzo Lefebvre pushed over. This is an easy one for you. Terry, penalty or no penalty?
Absolute blatant penalty.
Well said.
Absolutely fuming. I get the referee making a mistake in live play, but I don't get VAR amending that. If they can stop the game for Bobby's pull of the shirt, if they can stop the game today to send off Manchester Crystal Palace's, I forget what you call them, player who scored the goal. He got sent off. Why can't they stop the game in the first 4 minutes to go and have a look at the monitor or just tell the referee it's a blatant penalty? I really don't get what's going on at this moment in time. There's no point referees coming out after the game and saying, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Yes, we understand referees make mistakes, but VAR should not make mistakes. Simple as. It's put in there as a fail-safe to correct obvious mistakes in the game. And that was a blatant 100% penalty. I believe if that was the second half of a game of football, that's a penalty. I think he bottled it in the first 4 minutes, and VAR completely bottled it in the first 4 minutes. Full stop.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we'll get on to VAR after this, but the thing is, it's that annoying thing that there was that blatant push, and everybody knows it was a stonewall penalty, and then straight after, Jack of them got pushed over. Pretty soon after outside, not even as bad as Lefebvre's free kick given, and then it happened to Hume, free kick given, and it was just the fact it was in the penalty box, and a foul's a foul. If it's a foul, no matter where it is on the pitch, and I think everybody was screaming at the telly, and it was one of, well, not you. You weren't screaming at the telly, Jacob, because you was actually there.
Try being in the away end, it was shocking.
I mean, I do think, well, it was more or less in front of you anyway when it where you were
in line.
But I think 5 minutes in had something to do with it as well. I reckon the fact, a penalty so early. But Jacob, penalty, no penalty. Give us your view on it.
As what Terry said, absolute stonewall, mate. The worst thing about it, obviously, two worst things. One, VAR should be looking at stuff like that. The fact that it was a complete. I'm pretty sure the Bournemouth player himself was expecting that the ref was going to point to the spot, and also the fact if that sort of foul is committed anywhere outside of the penalty area, it's a blatant foul straight away. How comes you see this in the Premier League week in, week out now in terms of the whole system? VAR, Stockley Park, it is an absolute shit show. It's a mess at the minute, and it's getting worse and worse. Something needs to be addressed now, or basically sorted out for the start of the next Premier League season, because it cannot go on like this. The amount of this could obviously, we're going to see decisions like this now to the end of the season. This could affect someone's title race, someone's battle to stay up, someone's fight for a European place. Obviously, in our case, we're obviously trying to looking towards the top 10 places, but that it could have been a vital 3 points for us yesterday. Had that penalty been given and we'd scored early on, it could have been a completely different game. But yeah, just horrendous. And someone dogging Dog in the background there, Freddie.
No, I'm getting an Amazon delivery. That's all, and so Colin's going absolutely mental, to be honest, mate.
I can hear Colin. But Freddie, like you said, that foul on Xhaka a few minutes after, that was nowhere near as bad as a push as what it was on Enzo, and that was given as a foul straight away. I don't get it. The people who are watching the game at Stockley Park at the minute reviewing this stuff, it's just pathetic from top to bottom. The whole debate about bringing ex-players in there, I'm all for it at the minute. People who've just got that little bit more, not just a little bit, way more understanding of the game in general. It's needed in the game. It's killing the Premier League at the minute.
Like Terry said, so I don't know what I've done here. I'm trying to there it's there. I'm trying to send the link to the Martin Cabby. He should have it by now. But like Terry said, it's bad enough the referee getting it wrong, but VAR are there to correct any of that. And I've just got to say, what's the point of VAR? Because at the moment there's some shocking decisions, just not just in our game, but in lots of different games. You know what I mean? It's like just ridiculous. So, Jacob, what's the point of VAR now then?
No, I don't know. I think the person who knows the answer to that question will bottle and sell it. To be honest, it's just like I said. I can see this getting worse. I can really see this getting worse, and we're going to have at least, I would say, 2 or 3 more decisions that are going to go against us now until the end of the season, in terms of if the standard of refereeing and the communication between a referee on the pitch and Stockley Park is staying the same as what it is, because it's a shambles, complete and utter shambles, really bad.
Yeah, and again, it's one of them things that I don't mind a VAR decision going against us. If it's consistent, if it's like, I mean, they give, go on, Terry, you want in there? Sorry, Terry, before you do, Matt and Cabby, if you're listening, I've emailed you the link. So if you click on that, you'll come up here and we'll include you. Sorry, Terry, go on.
Like people have told me, it's not VAR that's broken, it's the people who are using it that are not doing the job properly. Simple as. Even Mike Dean in the Sky Sports studio said it's a blatant penalty, 100% penalty, ex-referee. So it's either some sort of agenda going on against Sunderland, of course, but you tend to think that you're just like sour grapes when you say those sort of things. I haven't got a problem with the result yesterday. I've got a problem with not getting a penalty, full stop.
Yeah. So, VAR, I mean, it's this. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we're in the Premier now and we didn't use VAR before it. So, again, I mean, I don't know about yourselves, but when we got promoted, it was new to us and I didn't fully understand how it actually worked. And there's still that thing where when it goes to VAR, and it'll go at the TV and that, and people are saying, oh, if it goes to telly, then it's going to be reversed and all this, and I never know when to cheer. I'm like, and the ref will he'll go like that, and I'll think, am I supposed to cheer now? Am I not? It's all, I just don't know. Go on, Jacob.
Paul Merson raised an interesting comment on Sky Sports. I think this was about 2 or 3 years ago. This was shortly after it got introduced. I think it was introduced, was it 2019? So it's been about for 6-7 years now. Paul Merson mentioned there's no greater feeling in the world as a spectator when you're present at the game celebrating a goal, and the passion, the feeling it delivers for a fan, that is slowly getting ripped out of football now because of what's currently Premier League football, because of what is currently in place. And it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same feel. It's not the same. Even if it's like a goal you look at goals from set pieces in the Premier League now, in terms of, referees having a close eye on it. If a header goes in from a corner, he's evaluating every single little shirt pull, little push, everything that he can lay his eyes on to almost think of a decision to disallow it. And it shouldn't be the case. It really shouldn't be the case.
Right, okay. Sorry, I'm still trying to get this link to the Macam Cabby. Is this Gerard? Is it Jared Gillett? Is that how it's pronounced? You know, is he the worst referee so far this season? And you know what should be done, Terry?
Can I forward my link to Matt and Cabby on my phone?
You certainly can.
I'll do that now. Give us 2 seconds. Go to Jacob first.
Right, Jacob then. Is he the worst referee so far this season?
He's up there. My main memory of Jared Gillett is when he came to the stadium of, I think we played Middlesbrough in the Championship. Terry will remember this as well, where Dan Neil was being too much of a so-called gobshite just before half-time. Well, not so much in my opinion, but according to him, he wasn't. He sent him off right. I think he was only on a yellow card at the time for complaining about a foul that should have been given in the build-up to one of Borough's attacks, and he was given a second yellow, and we went on to lose the game 4-0 in the second half. But he strikes me as one of those referees that tries to make the game all about him in terms of not allowing the free flow of the game to just carry on at a certain pace, rather than, obviously, or by his standards, he'll just look for anything to blow for.
But that's, I mean, it's two games in a row now, right? Now, like last week, the ref apologized apparently, and you know what's supposed to happen. I mean, I get it's a difficult job, right? And they're sorry, we're just going to welcome the Macam Cabby. There you go. Welcome to the show.
Evening.
Got me top on as well.
There you go. Right, I'll just come to you in a bit, Macam Cabby. But you know, what's to be done? What's the answer? Because it seems that you know, nothing's going to be. I accept that referees are human. It's a difficult job. I wouldn't like to do it, you know. But or should the VAR people be brought to book? You know what I mean? Because they're the ones, they've got it over and over. They can run it back and look at it. You know, the referee sees it once and he has to make a decision, right? So probably more than the ref being reprimanded. You know, should it not be VAR? Macam Cabby, did you get that? What do you think?
What, the VAR carry on?
Yeah.
I don't know where to start with it. It was that blatantly obvious. There's got to be some sort of corruption going on, because I'm trying to find some sort of reason why the penalty wasn't given, and I've looked at it in multiple angles, and I cannot see any way at all, any reason why that the referee and them upstairs have not given that. It's and that hasn't just been going on today. I mean, you know, it should have been, Bobby should have got a penalty against Liverpool. Something not right.
Right, okay, fair enough. Jacob, you're one in there.
The only thing I can think of was the ref thought, for some reason whatsoever, that Enzo was a sort of a theatrical fall after he was pushed. But come on, you know, it was the force of the shove to the floor. 3 minutes into the game, and I must say though, having that decision go against us, I thought in terms of pumping up in terms of the tension in the away end, but also it made the atmosphere in the away end for the rest of the game spectacular. The fans were absolutely stunning down at Bournemouth yesterday. I'll give credit for that. But back onto the decision, like what Macam Cabby said, something's clearly not right now. Obviously, you go back to the Robbie penalty decision against Liverpool, Stonewaller as well, not given. Was that for the one late on, or was that for the one? Was it the Van Dijk foul on him just before half-time?
Don't know. I mean, I thought, should we not have had a penalty?
Because there was 2 in that game.
It's not the Fulham game where we should have. I don't know. I'm getting them all mixed up. I don't know. When he's been pushed in the back, though, I mean, you know, Enzo Lefebvre's not seen him. You know, he's got his back to him. And as far as Enzo, he's in on goal. You know what I mean? All he was going to do was he would either take a shot, and all of a sudden he's been pushed from behind. He's not. It's not even like he's looked for a penalty because, like I say, he's come from behind him. Terry, I mean, should the referee be reprimanded? Should the people who are using the VAR, I mean, or is everybody just going to get away with it scot-free and, move on and away they go to then referee another game next week?
Well, the people who are in charge of VAR, there should be some sort of consequences if they're completely making blatant mistakes. I mean, let's face it, in our line of work, we make mistakes at work, we'll get bollocking for it. They should be the same. At the end of the day, if they're not doing the job properly, they shouldn't be doing the job, and employ people who are going to do the job correctly. Like these ex-footballers, I'm all for giving ex-footballers, that there should be a couple of them in there from different, obviously, from different, I would say, from supporters and even supporters and ex, I don't know, like to say, like ex-referees who maybe have retired who need a job. I don't know, because some of the new referees that are playing at the moment seem to have agendas against different teams. It's not just Sunderland. Other teams yesterday, I mean, I think there was 2 disallowed for Burnley against Brentford in the last 5-10 minutes, and
handball,
one was for handball. Now, if that's disallowed for handball, why wasn't Bournemouth yesterday disallowed for handball? I can understand why yesterday's wasn't, and we'll talk about it shortly. But what happens in VAR in that office should be recorded so people can actually hear what goes on and what's said, because there needs to be evidence to put forward why you're not giving these penalties or disallowing goals. There needs to be some reasoning behind these, and the decisions that go into place should be afterwards be looked at and see what the reasonings are, and then obviously they need to be corrected or whatever, or taught. They should know the rules by now. I mean, Enzo Lafay, like I say yesterday, was in on goal. If someone shoves you from behind, you're gonna go naturally. Your body takes you forward, and you're gonna go down. Simple as. So if that was like towards the end, and you need these points for relegation battle or to go into Europe, like Jacob said, every point's valuable. So I just don't understand. There needs to be some consequences somewhere.
Right, okay. Jacob, you go first, and I'll bring you in, Matt and Cabby.
It reminded, I mean, the actual shove on Enzo, it reminded me a lot of, I think, in the last World Cup when England played France, we're 2-1 down. I can't remember what French player it was, but shoved Mason Mount to the floor. Basically an arm like this right in his back, and we got a penalty for, obviously Harry Kane went on to miss it, but for me, and this one, look, I compared it against that one earlier today. This one looked even worse because Enzo opened his body up into a perfect position. If he basically had carried on and weren't being shoved, he was going to have a shot at goal and try and aim for that top corner. And it's just absolutely ridiculous. At the minute, I'm sorry, it looks worse every time you watch it. It really doesn't. Ashley Williams highlighted it on Match of the Day as well. It was a complete and utterly poor decision from the referee that he's got wrong. And yeah, like what Terry said, they need to look back at what's been said in Stockley Park, go back and re-listen, because you can get recorded tapes from the rooms where they're making these decisions, and we want to hear what was said, basically.
Well, it's that thing where, like I said, for me, though I hated the ref yesterday and he was absolutely shocking, I just think it's even more unforgivable that VAR do that, because VAR, like I said, can watch it over and over again. Referee sees it once, makes a decision, but when, they can watch it, slow it right down and freeze it, and it's just inexcusable, really. I just don't get it. Matt and Cabby, you was one in there.
Yeah, what I don't get with VAR is the fact, like, with some decisions to do the rock and roll video looking at, where everybody at home and in the stadium, when it shows you that replay over on loop, over on loop, over on loop, continuous, and then if the referee sort of, most of the time, runs over at the monitor. What gets me is the fact, like, sometimes you've shown that, and then sometimes all you see is the referee putting his hand to his ear, and then just being told it's not a penalty, blah blah blah, and it's like, well, wait a minute, it's like, how come you've just like sort of just waved that off? And then other decisions, I mean, take for example their goal, was it handball or not? We've seen the replay over and over and over again, but then for Lafay, you didn't see that. There was the place surrounding the referee, And then he put his hand to his earpiece and then basically was told whatever he was told upstairs, and then just said like no penalty. And it's like we should be able to see like video replays for literally every big decision, and we're not getting that. And they seem to be too quick in making the decision as well. For their equaliser, the whole thing's just a mess. If you're going to show a video replay for one incident, a big incident, then you have to show a video replay for every big incident, not just a private conversation. How do we know what's being said? It's all wrong.
Right. Okay. The way VAR is at the moment, you might as well do it on the loudest cheer. You know, right? Was it a goal? Was it no? Hey, no, you know, because it's that farcical at the moment. SJ on the chat said, get rid of VAR now, it'll get worse. Johnny Cool's agreeing. If you knew Enzo, he would. It wasn't a dive, so I think I messed that up. I don't know. But yeah, Enzo was about to pull the trigger and stuff. I don't know. I'd just like to see something happen. I mean, we're saying about refs being mic'd up. Did you say that, or is this on here? It's happened for years in rugby, but they are mic'd up. You know what I mean? Because when they do give the decision, they then do go to the, address the crowd and what have you. Anyway, we could slag him off all day, but the more I thought, I mean, I've come on here thinking I'll give him a rocket up his arse, but now we started talking about it. I think the VAR more to blame than what the ref is, because like I said, they see it over and over again. Anyway, we're taking the lead 1-0. Brilliant through ball from Dan Ballard, superb, and Mayenda there. 1-0 up. Were we worth our lead at the time, Terry?
Oh, yes. I thought we were the better side in the first half. I thought we started really on the front foot and we looked like a different team altogether compared to the last previous couple of games. And the beauty of having like Enzo Lefebvre, Diarra and Talby as the three behind the striker is that they all can play in different positions. Talby can play on the left and right. I think he's better on the left than the right, to be honest. Diarra can play on the right where he got the chance to have a shot to begin with, and then Zola Faye can play in the middle or on the left, so they can all interchange. And I think at points in that game, they did move around and switch, because for that goal, again, it just shows how good Dan Ballard is. And I know we'll talk about the contract situation, but that pass to Diarra was absolutely fantastic, and all Diarra was going to do is pull the trigger. And it's been a long time since we've had a Johnny on the spot, a player on the 6-yard line to just tap these balls in the back of the net. I mean, we've gone through a few years now where that's happened and there's been nobody there over and over again. It was just great to see Mayenda in the right place at the right time. And I thought that goal was just 10 out of 10. It was fantastic. And I'm over the moon for Mayenda, because I'd rather see Mayenda start over Isidore at this moment in time.
But this is, we're on about that goal. And the beauty is, that ball from Ballard through to Diarra. Diarra had a shot and is capable of doing it. And it wasn't a bad shot, And then, like we say, chuff for Mayenda being Johnny on the spot there just to tap it home. Just very quickly, SJ on the chat says linesmen used to flag things up like that, but they don't now. But I think that has to do with the VAR anyway, because them flagging up can stop play, so they don't, and it's only when everything happens after. But the linesmen are pretty much, defunct now, really. Matt and Cabby. Were we worth our lead when we went 1-0 up?
Yeah, massively worth our lead. And you can have tell the difference. Granite Jackers back in the side, can't you? And I've always said, that with Granite Jacker being in the side, can you say we're a one-man team? Yes and no. But Jacker is like a good snooker player thinks 10 shots ahead, right? When Granite Jacker, when he's not on the ball, he's thinking minutes ahead. He's rearranging his players. So when Sunderland get a counter-attack, we're ready to pounce and we're more dangerous. And this is what Granite Xhaka does. He's arranging everybody non-stop. And, we just looked an organised unit. And I thought we kept possession a lot better. We were faster with our passing. Our line play was good. It was just a shame that we couldn't capitalise and get another goal. But well worth the lead, I would thought.
Right, okay. Jacob, then good 3-ball from Ballard, well taken goal from Meander. Were we worth our lead when we took it?
100%. We did what we should have done against Fulham the previous league. Come out with intensity, press the opposition. We did that from minute one yesterday. The start was just electric. Every time a Bournemouth player got on the ball, we were nitty and gritty. You know, we got in their faces. We were looking to win the ball back. We were always looking for 2 or 3 passes ahead in terms of what would be the best one that would contribute to an attack, basically. And the build-up play, I thought, that led to our goal was fantastic. And I must say credit to Diarra as well. After Ballard made that pass, opened his body up well for the shot. It was a shot that was parried out by Bournemouth's keeper. What's his name? Petrovic, I think he's called. I think we tried to get him last summer. We got Roofs instead, thank God. But not Diarra, is it Mayenda? Right place, right time, and that's what you want your striker to do. That goal is his first goal in the Premier League since the opening day of the season against West Ham. It's just what he needs right now in terms of confidence, because with Robbie's absence, I think he's not going to be back until mid-March. Hopefully he's back for the Mags game. We need Mayenda to step up, but I've always liked Mayenda. You know, I think he can offer a tad more to his game what Isidore does. I think his first touch is great when we are pumping the ball up long. I know his hold-up play is nowhere near as good as Robbie, but he does like to put himself about. You know, he does like a rough and tumble battle with an opposition centre-back in terms of trying to win the ball. His quick turn of pace is brilliant. And I would love to see Mayenda potentially, if we're going to go with a free start on that right-hand side. I've always said this even towards the back end of last season, but I just don't think Reggie will do that. I think once he gets Traore fully up to speed, I think he will be the one that will start there. But only time will tell. Right now he's playing where Robbie would have played as the main forward, and let's hope he can get another goal on Tuesday, because that will really, really boost his confidence.
Right. Right. Okay. Just very quickly before we go any further, we'd like to try and get 100 likes if we can. On a Sunday, we've got 144 people on the stream at the moment, 57 likes on mine. Just hit that thumbs up if you're watching on a mobile device and you got the live chat on. Just close that. You'll see the thumbs up. Smash that for us. Give us a like. And of course, if you're watching the channel and you're not subscribed to it, hit the subscribe button. Free to do so. And that'll be much appreciated. Just very quickly on the chat, I want to go back to this. Jim Buck says, promise not to be argumentative tonight because he was being a bit of a worky ticket last week. Paul Spector, Isidore will be gone in the summer. Johnny Cool, just goes to show if you shoot, things happen. Joe Mack, Shaq, agree. Diarra is crap, apparently. He's saying... And SJ says, Diarra crap. And Joe says, yeah, seriously. I don't get that at all. I haven't seen that from him. But just very quickly, we went 1-0 up. Did we sit back after taking the lead, do you think? Because, I mean, Bournemouth definitely did come into it a bit after we scored. Was that, Terry, did we sit back?
No, I just think when the team lets a goal in, they react, don't they? And Bournemouth reacted. They're the home side, the home team. They're in good run of form at the moment. They've definitely turned the tables. They were dropping right down the table and then they've turned it back. But no, I just think that Bournemouth upped the game for a little bit. We can only do a high press for so often, for so long, and keep the high press going. And I think Bournemouth just upped their game and just pressed us back a bit. And it was always going to happen when you go a goal behind. Sometimes it doesn't happen until you go 2 goals behind till a team starts to turn the form around. Look at Celtic today against Rangers, getting battered for like 50, 60 minutes and then end up drawing 2-2 when they were 2 up. So there's some teams just take a while. They need to kick up the backside kind of thing. And Bournemouth, like I say, are a decent side. It's a good point down there. I think we were the better side in the first half, to be honest. I never thought we looked threatened to let a goal in the first half, apart from that one time when I think it was Trude cleared his lines and did a fantastic challenge off there. In front of their play.
Right, okay. Joe is saying 30 million pa. SG is saying DR is not crap. Jim Buck says, Joe, you're chatting crap down here. So it's all about opinions, you know. Everybody has opinions, and you know, you're welcome to yours. Jacob, did we sit back, do you think? Because Bournemouth definitely did get into it after we took the lead.
I wouldn't say we sat back. I think our just energy levels, like what Terry said, if you start the game with a high press, those energy levels are not going to be fully there past the hour mark. And I think we just lacked in terms of the intensity we had at the start of the game. You go back to the equalising goal they had. Catrowder, for me, if that was in the first 45 minutes, he would have had the energy levels to stop that cross coming into the box. But I think that was the fault that led to their goal. I mean, you can talk about Roofs, should he have come off his line a lot quicker to try and claim it, but Catrowder's cross coming in for me. And I think it was a case of Reggie needed to tweak the tactics slightly, where once the energy levels from the pressing game we had were slowly dying off, we were able to have our midfielders sitting a bit deeper. But when we won the ball, we would have people that were going to basically the players that we knew that would have a lot of pace in the side would basically make those overlapping runs and look to get into those pockets of space. And obviously we had that chance where Enzo picked up the ball just in the area that he wants. You know, was it as in sort of that number 10 area, feeding the ball to Diarra. I know he obviously put it straight at the keeper in the end, but yeah, I think in terms of it's based also on the current players we have available. I think if we had, you look at the players we have out there, like Brobby, Mukiele, Sirkin obviously out as well. I think if we had a fully fit squad, we would be able to tweak our game, I think, a little bit better in the second half. But for what we had available, I think the best we could have done right now. But I kind of disagree. I think, could we have maybe brought Wilson on soon? I mean, I'll put this to the other lads on the show.
Right, okay. Well, just hang on there. Matt and Cabby, they did come back into it. Did we sit back or what happened there?
No, we didn't. We didn't sit back at all. I mean, I just think, you know, you're playing Premier League opposition, and as Terry says, they're at home. They're a big unit, Bournemouth. It's a difficult place to go to play. We did look sort of tired come towards the end of the game. You know, we're plagued with injuries, as it seems to happen every time of this time of the season for Sunderland. And I thought the lads battled well, and more importantly was to stop the rot of defeats, and that's what we did. And I was more than happy to come away with a point down at Bournemouth and stop that run of defeats and stuff. And it's another point towards safety, isn't it? So no, I thought they did all right.
Right, okay. Just very quick, I'm going to have to go on an advert here, I'm afraid, because I'm trying to get through everything as quick as I can. Don't forget, of course, Wolf Competitions, our channel sponsor for this season. Massive big thank you to them. Check them out, wolfcompetition.co.uk. There is a link in the description. We went to see, for all the older people watching, Noddy Holder, I'll explain to the younger members. Noddy Holder was the lead singer of Slade, great band back in the 70s. And we actually had a winner. Noddy Holder's son won, and we went to see him last week. Check this out. Hey, high five, man. Get in. Sweet Philly for Wolf Competitions. We are here in South Shields. And we've had a lot of celebrity visits today. We've been to Michael McIntyre's brother. We've been to Tom Hardy's daughter. And we are now going to Noddy Holder's relation. But we don't know. Me and Carl have had a little discussion. Is Jazz a boy or a girl? A girl. I think it might be a boy. But we'll see. Come on, let's have a chat. Because they've won £1,000 in a roll. I've not got the dice. God, how rubbish am I? When this goes in the edit, we'll cut that out. And I'll say, Jazz has won £1,000 on a roll of the dice. And it'll look dead slick. And people will think we're dead professional, even though we're not. Come on. Anybody who watches this a lot will know, right? I've got a thing about Ring doorbells and people not charging the doorbell. Has it been charged? What do you think? Let's have a look. Yes. Yes, I love somebody who's organised. Are you Jazz? Yes, I was right. Yes. She said you was a girl.
No, I'm not.
Why not? Listen, Jazz. Beep, 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 beep. Then, what's Sunday? Jazz, how long you been on with competitions?
About 2 weeks.
2 weeks? And you won it? Is this your first win?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man, isn't it? £1,000. How did you win it?
Sunderland, unfortunately.
God, I wouldn't like to live here. Everybody bibbing now. You know everybody, don't you? Sunderland. Do you not like Sunderland then?
No, Newcastle fan.
I bet you love Sunderland when you won this.
I'll take it for that. Yeah.
Yes, that's all right. Well, more importantly, you've also won a roll of the dice, right? So you can win up to 300 quid, all right? Each dot's worth 50 quid. Do you feel lucky?
Hope so.
But yeah, you got to do this. I hope you got a 6. I hope you get a 6. Nice 300 quid, even though you like Newcastle. Yeah. Right, give it a roll. Come on, Jazz, you can do this. Come on, away then. See, let's have a look. It's... Yeah! High five, man! Get in! He's the man! Yes! 300 quid, that's good, isn't it? That's brilliant, all right. You're not related to Noddy Older, are you?
No.
You're not? Merry Christmas! And all that. Hey, that's been... So, look, you've won... let's hold this up. You've won £1,000 on Sunderland's here, Red and White Army. £1,000 and a £300 roll of the dice. That's pretty good. Yeah. Just keep playing. Right, it's wolfcompetitions.co.uk. You can be a winner like Jazz. Put your thumb up like that. Right, sorry about the length of that. I did need to go to the toilet, so we just managed to do it. Right, so wolfcompetitions.co.uk, link in the description. Get on there, win yourself some money, and I could be knocking on your door. Who knows? Right, just very quickly then, in the second half, minute in, Diarra through. Should he have scored? Should he not have scored? But I'm trying to get everything in, so I'm going to go straight on to this tackle on Xhaka from Adams. It went to VAR once again. Was it a red card, Mount Cabby?
I don't think so, no. It wasn't a good challenge, but I just didn't think there was enough in it. For a red, it wasn't like the over the ball crack onto the ankle straight away. It was too flat on the ground, and I can see why that wasn't a red. I would say that was one of the only thing that got right in my eyes, anyway. So I would say no red for that.
Right, fair enough. Jacob, Adams, red card or not?
I agree with Mac and Cabby. I think a yellow was probably the best decision, even though it was a little bit reckless when you first saw it. I think there's been worse ones we've seen this year. I think if it had been a little bit more force and maybe even higher up the leg, I think it might have potentially been a red. I know it obviously went to a VAR decision, but yeah, I think it was a case of, both players were going for the ball at the same time. One of the two is going to get slightly more hurt. Obviously, in this case, it was Xhaka. Not ideal considering he's just come back from a month off. He did actually come off the pitch yesterday, holding the back of his ankle. So hopefully, and this was obviously when he I think he was substituted, and yeah, it's not great. Obviously, we need him for that Leeds game, but hopefully he's fit for that.
Right, okay. Terry will give us a bit of news on this anyway. First of all, Terry, should it have been red card? And am I right to think that Xhaka might be a doubt now for Leeds? I know you can fill us in on that.
Well, I'm just surmising because, it's okay saying he went off at a certain period of time and that was the plan because it was his first game back. But those challenges on the ankles, you don't really hasn't a lasting effect. You may be okay yesterday, a bit sore, but it'll be tomorrow and the next day when you'll feel it. And whether or not he's fit for the Leeds game, I'd have to say it's 50-50 personally. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make it to the Leeds game. But at the same time, I hope he does, of course, because some of those challenges obviously are nasty. And, at the end of the day, you can't send players off for every single challenge that's going to happen because you're going to have no players on the pitch. It wasn't a reckless challenge. He went for the ball. his studs were, up a little bit, got him on the ankle. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's a man's game. It's a tough sport. You're going to have challenges. You can't take every challenge out of every game. You can't take every challenge out of the game. Otherwise, it'll be a waste of time.
Terry, you can't say it's a man's game anymore.
It is a man's game because when the women play football, it's a woman's game.
It's a person's game. You've got to get on with all this nonsense. Right, okay. Yeah, there's a difference of opinion on the chat as well. Johnny Cool says it was an orange tackle, which is probably about right. Tom Hagan says, agree, not enough for a red. Emma said studs, so a red should be given. Paul Spector says the Adams tackle was said simple red, blah, blah, blah. So again, some are saying yes, some are saying no. Anyway, they get their equaliser. I don't want to criticise Robin Roos because he's been brilliant for us all season. I don't know why he stopped when he was sort of coming out and then went back. But we'll not dwell on that. We've just got to say, was it handball or was it not? It went to VAR. Jacob, what do you think?
Is this for the what? Sorry, I zoned out there. I was looking at the
All
comments.
right, okay, I'll tell you what.
Go back.
I'll go to Martin Covey first. And then. So, handball for their goal. Should it have been given? Should it not? Went to VAR. VAR said it wasn't a handball. Your thoughts on it?
What I've seen of the replays, on what was shown, I didn't think the angles were good enough to make a clear and obvious decision. There was one angle where one of the defenders or something was blocking him, and only showed about 6 replays, and every replay that they showed, I couldn't tell whether it was the shoulder or the arm. There wasn't a clear and obvious sight of it, and maybe that's why they awarded the goal, because maybe they couldn't. But I don't know how many cameras VAR's got to have a look at that, but for what they were showing us, I certainly couldn't decide whether it was shoulder or hand, so I'm in the middle of that. I don't know.
Right, okay, no bother. Jacob, then, was it handball? Should their goal have been given? Went to VAR, they had a good look at it, came back as a no?
Yeah, it did. I think if you're talking on a Bournemouth perspective, I think if that was given for handball, I think it would have been a bit harsh. I think obviously Evan Nilsson went for, literally had to go for it. It was an aerial battle with him and Alderete, who was going to get there first. And when you do go up for those sort of aerial battles, sometimes your body can go in an unnatural position where the ball can just sometimes accidentally land in more of the arm area rather than the shoulder. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Jacob, I mean, you're saying it would be harsh and that, here we go.
Not given for us from our perspective, then it would have been harsh.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, and again, it splits opinion on the chat. Ian, 100% handball. Johnny Cool, not handball for me. Taffy Mackle rolled down his arm, thought he was freestyling. You can always trust Taffy Mackle to come up with something like that. But you're saying, if it was given, it's harsh. But the thing is, the bottom line is, it either is or it isn't. How many of these offsides, when it goes to VAR, are a toenail, and you think, for fuck's sake, sort of thing. Why'd you give that when it's a toenail? It's ridiculous. So that's harsh. But like I said, the bottom line is, it either is or it isn't. Whether it's an easy one or not. Terry, was it handball for you or not?
We have different rules over here in this country compared to Europe. Europe, if it was like for the UEFA or Champions League, it would have been disallowed because it hit the arm. Simple as. But this country, if it hits your arm, but your arm's in a natural position, then it's not a handball. So, end of the day, look, regardless whether it was handball or not, it was our own fault. Roof should have came for the ball. Alderete should have cleared it. We had 2 chances to get rid of that chance, and both of them made a mistake. They don't, it's fair. I thought Alderete had a fantastic game yesterday, and I thought Roofs did, but they both made a mistake. And that's, at this level, you're going to get punished for it. Simple as. One of them should have got rid of that cross.
Right, okay. Before we go any further, can we give a round of applause to Jim Buck? Round of applause to Jim, please, everybody. Thank you. Who's gifted 10 people SCFC Fan TV memberships. You're an absolute legend, Jim. Thank you very much for that. That is very, very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Yeah, like I say, I mean, that's, for me, I mean, when I saw it, I thought it's harsh. But again, red and white glass on, it did hit his arm. It did hit his arm. So, you know, it's just like I said, either is or it isn't. And it's again back to VAR, the inconsistency of it. You know what I mean? It's just, and that I think is what infuriates people more than anything else. Terry?
Sorry, frozen.
Froze, I think.
I think.
Can you hear me?
So yeah, Terry, are you in Michael Bowers' house?
I'm in the same camp as what Mac and Cabby said. Look at, you know, we were shown that over and over and over again to make a decision whether it was handball or not. Why weren't we shown the penalty decision to see whether it was a penalty or not? Because they knew they'd made it right and mess up with it. Simple as. They didn't. If they were showing the free kick over and over again, there would have been hell on. Absolutely hell on. But yeah, look at it is what it is. I think at the end of the day, we deserved a point out of the game. I thought Bournemouth was a better side in the second half. But I'm sure we're going to talk about the 55 minutes of extra time that was added on in extra time at the end of the game. Where did they get that from?
Way. Well, look, we are running out of time here. Just very quickly, if you've not given us a like yet, by the way, please do so. 83 likes we've got so far. So if 17 of you now hit that thumbs up, that'll get us to the magic 100 we like to get to on a Sunday night. I think we all said last week we would have been happy with the draw at the start. I think Malcolm Cabby, we hadn't spoken to you. Would you have been happy with the draw at the start anyway?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Just like I said, just to stop the rot.
No, hang on. You was hoping for a win, surely.
I hope for a win every single match. Yeah, absolutely. But if I was to flick the switch for me sensible aid, I mean, my son and heart head says, okay, win every single game. Absolutely. But my sensible aids, and with the injuries we've got, and go to a difficult place to Bournemouth, I was, I would have taken a point, like I said, just to stop that rot of defeats. So yeah, I was happy. Why?
Right. Okay. There's loads of things we could chuck in it. I'm going to have to keep this brief because I've got loads to try and get in. We really are running out of time. So Taffy Mackham says FA Cup semi-final or a guaranteed finish above Newcastle. But again, we haven't got time to answer that. In a word, keep it brief if you can. Man of the match, Terry?
Dan Ballard.
Mackham Cabby?
Yeah, I'll go with Ballard as well. He was solid.
Jacob?
You know, I'm going to say I thought the fee was outstanding yesterday. Really, really good.
Right. Okay. Right. I was gonna get on to Ballard signing his new extension on his contract, but then I wanted to delve a bit deeper into it. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to leave that for next week because we've got to look at Leeds on Tuesday night. We've had a problem scoring. Who do you play up front, Jacob?
Stick with my ender. His confidence will be sky high.
Right, okay. Terry, who do you play up front?
Meander 100%, and we just keep the same team as we've got now.
Right, okay. And Matt and Cabby?
Yeah, definitely Meander. He's more of a strike instinct than he's a door, so definitely Meander all day long. Right,
fantastic. Terry, would you take a draw now?
Against Leeds?
Yep.
I'd take a point,
Right, okay. That was nice and easy. Matt and Cabby, would you take a draw? Do you think it's there for the take and we need to be winning that one?
I would take a draw. It's a difficult place to go. Hostile crowd. If Leeds get on top quick, they'll make it. The crowd will be that 12th man. So if I can come away with Ellen Road because they're doing well. So yeah, I'll take another point. 2 points, 2 away games. Yep, I'll take that.
Yeah, they're on a bit of a roll at the moment, Lee. I know they lost yesterday, but yeah, they've had an upturn and are looking comfortable, missing the drop really. Jacob, would you take a draw now?
Yeah, absolutely. Like what Mac and Cabby said, Ellen Road's a tough place to go under the lights. Midweek can be a hostile atmosphere. They've got this weird relationship with our fans. I think ever since what we've done to them in '73, they've just found any excuse to hate us whatsoever, to be honest. And if we can go there and remain as solid as we were, particularly in the second half, as what we were at the weekend, then we've got every chance. But it would be nice. We haven't won away from home since October now, and
right, okay, so you can take a draw. Did you hear the sounds running out of time?
We'll take a draw.
Right, okay. Mentioning 1973 there, funny enough. You said about ex-players on VAR. I just took Colin for a walk just before we came on. And who was going into the Cambridge as I went past? Only flipping Bobby Kerr. Legend! So looking well, because he must be, I don't know, I bet he must be approaching his 80s or something like that. But Bobby Kerr, just going into the Cambridge there for a swift pint. Good on him. Right, okay, let's take predictions from you then. Terry, what are you saying? Leeds v Sunderland, Tuesday night.
Exciting 2-2 draw.
An exciting 2-2 draw. Well, Mam Cabby?
I'm going to go for 0-0 stalemate.
Wow. All right. Jacob?
Listen, you got to back the lads, have confidence. Most importantly, have faith. I'm going to go
keep
for
the fight.
Keep the faith, exactly. A sneaky 1-0 win. My ender to get another goal.
Right, okay. You know what? I'm going to go for a high-scoring game, I think. I'm going to go Leeds 2, Sunderland 3 is what I'm going. And I know we don't score goals, but we've got to at some point. We've got to bang them in. So I think that's what I'm going for. There's already stuff coming through. Taffy Mackham, Philly wasn't born in '73. Thanks, mate. Thanks. It's the somewhat aged me. That's all it is. 1-1 draw. Mick Griffith says our very own Emma says 2-3, like I've just said there. SJ 2-1 Leeds. Johnny Cool 3-1 to Leeds. Jim Buck 3-1. 3-2 Leeds. And Stephen 3-0 Sunderland. Joe Mack 3-2 Sunderland. Terry.
I reckon it'll be a Sunderland Leeds final in the FA Cup as well.
Do you really?
Bold statement.
Would you rather have Leeds, Terry, or the Mags?
You what?
Would you rather have Leeds in the final or the Mags at Wembley?
Oh, Leeds. Newcastle get beat of Man City. Fuck them.
To be honest, I would hate to get the Mags at Wembley because it would just spoil the day because there'd be that much hatred. There'd be battles all over the place. At least when you go away and it's not them, you make a day of it. You just spend the whole day flipping. I know it wouldn't happen with everybody, but it would happen a lot. Terry?
Can we end the show talking about that blatant penalty we should have had yesterday? Have we talked about that yet?
No, we haven't actually. We'll bring it up though. Anyway, look, 5th round on Sunday as well, because we're going to do that as well before we do next week's show. So just keep it brief. Jacob, Port Vale or Bristol City?
Who do I think? I think we'll get Bristol.
Who do you want?
I want Port Vale. I want to tick off the ground.
Right, again, that's fair enough. Matt and Cabby?
I'm with Jacob. I think I would like to say Port Vale, but the decent side Bristol City. So yeah, City,
right.
I think it'll be
right. Terry?
Port Vale.
Right, okay. Me as well, Port Vale as well. But Bristol City are not playing too badly at the moment. I think they've been a bit up and down. But right, let's take a prediction then for the FA Cup 5th round on Sunday. Port Vale versus Sunderland or Bristol City versus Sunderland. It's a tricky one to do one, but Terry?
Comfortable 3-0 win.
That'll do for me. Jacob?
1-0.
1-0 to Port Vale.
Shut up. Who do you think? 1-0
0-1 then. Right, okay. Mam Cabby?
2-0 extra time, Sunderland.
Extra time. 2-0. 2-0 after extra time. There you go. I'm gonna go 4-0 Sunderland. Sorry, 0-4. There you go. Let's have another. We're gonna be banging them in these next 7 goals in two games. Look, that just about wraps it up. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Let me just update this and let's have a look. Oh, only 93. We've only got 93 likes. Come here, man. 7 people now. Hit that thumbs up or you smell. Right, do that. Let's hit 100. Thanks for joining us. Terry, before I go, I do want to say a massive thank you to our channel sponsors who are... Have I frozen? Can you hear me? Can you
Yeah, I
hear
can
me?
hear you, but you're frozen.
Oh, Bowers is lurking about somewhere. Right then. Thanks to Wolf Competitions for sponsoring our channel. Massive help they've been this season. And don't forget, there is a link to them in the description, wolfcompetition.co.uk, if you want to check them out. Terry, would you just like to say bye to everybody?
Yeah, goodbye your week. Goodbye your week. Goodbye, everybody. Enjoy your week.
Goodbye your week. Enjoy your body. All right. Malcolm Cabby, just say bye to everybody, would you?
Bye, everybody, would you?
Good man. All right. Well, we're having Malcolm Cabby back on again. And now he's our friend again. That's all right. And Jacob, sign off like you normally do.
Save the best till last. Have a safe trip to Leeds, whoever's going on Tuesday. Most importantly, keep the faith.
Fantastic. All right. Please don't forget. I know I'm frozen here, but it's probably better that you can't see my face and me peeling.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, please, if you don't mind. And if you are a member, then watch for your name in the credits at the end. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.